Some indicators are flashing up right now that we have seen the last time when Bitcoin made a top. And now the big question is, should you start taking profit, or can you just sit this potential correction out if we get one? That is the big question of today's episode here. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and activate the bell so you will never miss out on these really important Bitcoin updates and of course some altcoins. And now let me show you what I found here for today. We're going to start off with the obvious, and that is that on the Glassnode Studio here, the on-chain data is showing us that 100% right now of Bitcoin holders are in profit. So when I move over here, you see 99.3% more or less that are holding Bitcoin are in profit right now. And usually when you see the majority of people being in profit, people start to take profit, especially people that are holding for quite a while already and potentially round-tripped from their entry. So that means people that bought in March at $71,000, $70,000. Now we are back around the same levels, and they're maybe new to this game, you know, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna sell, I'm break even, I'm out. These kind of people, let's call them the new cycle tourists. They get so if they are smart enough to hold on to their Bitcoin until we actually come back to these levels, they start to get out. So, and what does happen when these kind of people start to take profit? Bitcoin sees a correction to the downside, the same that we experienced last time. So look here, 99.4% were in profit. Bitcoin was around $71,455, more or less the same price where we are sitting right now. And then we moved all the way down to $64,000. So I'm not saying we are going now to $64,000 again, but we need to take in consideration that some warning signs are flashing that we saw the last time in March when we were breaking into a new all-time high. Another warning sign that I'm seeing here is that people start to take insane leverage here. Once again, when we're looking at the open interest in futures, it is for this year again at an all-time high. I think even over the last couple of years. From when is this? So we are at an all-time high in open interest. Also something, usually when we see open interest being that high, we get at some point a massive flush where we are basically cleaning out the over-leveraged positions and then continue to go to the upside, and in the same process seeing major stop hunts being executed or liquidity grab. So another indication that we should get a little bit cautious here around the Bitcoin price. When we are going now into the daily chart for Bitcoin, also here we are under the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern. So if we see rejection from the $71,341 level, we might get here a little bit lower, but as long as we're above $70,400, I'm not really worried. You know, if we get here a 1% correction to the downside, not the end of the world. If we are breaking under $66,400, things are changing. But until then, we are fine. Again, I just wanted to point this out. Something else I want to mention before I move on, guys. You know that I mentioned yesterday something really, really big is happening here that will benefit all of you guys, not me, not at all. Only thing that you need for that is to sign up on BYBIT with the link under the video and in the description. Really, really important, guys, that you use that specific link and that you are also subscribed to this YouTube channel and have the notifications on. Only then you will be able to take advantage of what's coming. I might be able to announce it tomorrow. In the worst case, after tomorrow. I'm waiting on BYBIT to complete what they need to complete on their side for it, you know. So once that is done, I thought I got a message. I thought it was potentially a BYBIT, but it wasn't. Too bad. So I'm waiting only on them to confirm everything, and once that is done, I'm gonna announce it. And trust me, guys, you are not gonna regret it. Again, you just need a BYBIT account with the link down below or in the description. You need to subscribe to this YouTube channel and activate the notification. And you need to have around $100 $250 in your BYBIT account, and it has to be a new signed up account. So everybody that signed up yesterday already, you're fine. You know, as long as you put now some money in, you're fine, and you subscribe to the channel, you're in it. Don't worry. You know, it's already counted in, you know, but everybody else coming today, you have to go through the same process. And now let's move on here. But trust me, guys, it's huge. You're gonna love it, I promise. When we are moving on to the 4-hourly chart in terms of liquidation levels, also here I get a little bit concerned when I look here at the over-leveraged long positions that I'm seeing, especially here around $70,600 all the way down to $68,900. So that is a potential flush range for me. So where we see a quick dip, come back up, consolidate between 69,500, 70,400, and then get the next major leg here to the upside. When we're looking at the liquidation heat map, we can clearly see that around $72,400 is right now the biggest resistance and also the highest liquidity in terms of short liquidations. So if we would tap into this or just even break $72,000, I can promise you we're gonna see a short squeeze, a $10 billion short squeeze to the upside to liquidate everybody once we're breaking above $72,000. So, but we need to get above that. You see here's this bigger cluster of short liquidations. That is what we need to break to trigger the next short squeeze. To the downside, the same thing. If we would start to break under $70,400 here, we're gonna trigger long liquidations all the way down under $70,000 here. And if you're asking yourself, where are the $10 billion to the upside coming from? Here, there's already $1 billion worth of short liquidations. If I go higher, you're going to find the rest. So here, there's a lot, as you can see, you know, so there is the 10 billion coming from. Because we're gonna make a new all-time high once we are breaking above $72,400 really quickly. Also here on the daily chart, we are facing also here in that resistance area still major resistance and potential rejection point back to the downside. That is also something that I'm observing, especially while we hit here already the no, we didn't. Sorry, guys. My bad. We did not hit yet the target, which is at $73,500. So, but again, consolidation, then the next leg to the upside with a potential flush to the downside. I don't want to speak only about the bearish case here. Let's also talk about some bullish indications that I found. We have huge ETF inflows. They are basically our dinghy, our boat that keeps us afloat and from drowning in below the $70,000 level right now. So trust me, if we get a massive negative outflow day on the ETFs, you see Bitcoin again under $70,000. I don't believe that we're going to hold this level if we get one day again like a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 spot ETF outflow. But for now, we have massive inflows. As long as we are keeping these kind of inflows, Bitcoin will continue to maintain these levels. Like I said, we can get a small flush to the downside because of the warning signs that I'm seeing right now, but the overall direction is still to the upside. Don't get me wrong here. You know, so this is a short-term potential correction that we're going to get here. Then when here on this 4-hourly chart, we can clearly see the new trading range, potential new trading range that we are stuck in, and that is the $70,400 level, as I just mentioned, to $71,400, because we got here now twice rejected, came back, holding above the mid-range of that level at $70,900. We are holding this quite good. We bounce every single time up from it when we got to this level. And also the EMA ribbon is expanding here now to the upside. There is also another bullish indicator. Even if the price would come down to the EMA ribbon to retest it, worst case scenario, $70,200, something like this, because I'm pretty sure we are not going to break this to the downside in anytime soon, unless something crazy happens, you know, like a black swan event with news, you know, for example, if Russia sends a nuke to Washington, stuff like that, you know, so that can cause something crazy. Otherwise, I don't see that. Especially here, the RSI is also already rounding its way back to the upside after yesterday's small decline here. So also here we are seeing that we potentially only get some sideways movement and then, as mentioned, the next leg here to the upside. The order book is showing exactly the same thing, where support and resistance is sitting here, $72,400 all the way down to $72,000. That is the big resistance areas in the order block to overcome, and to the downside, 70,500, 70,300. There is our big support. As long as we are holding that range, we're gonna stay above $70,000. On the Bollinger Bands, just really quick, and then we move directly on into altcoins. Exactly as I mentioned to you guys, we are seeing here some sideways consolidation right now. We most likely come back at some point to test the middle band of the Bollinger Band. If we keep current prices, then this will be also around the $70,800 level, and still would happen potentially today, because this is like 8 hours roughly from now. So the next 8 hours will basically show us if we are getting a touch of the middle band around the $70,800 level. As long as we are holding above the middle band, also here we will continue to go to the upside. But I, of course, want to warn you about that we are getting closer to this big resistance block here that starts at $71,700. So we are getting kind of squeezed now between the middle band and that resistance area, and will start to form potentially an ascending triangle. At least I hope so, that we're going to start to form something like this on the 4-hourly chart, because that will give us the right signal for continuation to the upside into this big resistance area. And once we are above $72,500, we know we are going to make a new all-time high. And this will be also the next level where I am planning from taking a new long position. So either $71,400 or $70,400. These are the two levels that I'm looking into for a new long position on Bitcoin. I'm not interested in between, guys. In between, I'm not interested. And guys, again, don't forget, sign up on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 if you use the link below here. Also, Margex, there you can trade without KYC, especially interesting for everybody in the US. So make use of this link here. And the same goes with Blowfin. On Blowfin, yes, it's only 2 days left, guys, that you get for a $2,000 deposit, $300 absolutely for free on top of it. And you can then just withdraw your $2,000 again, and you have $300 completely for free that you can use for trading. So you don't have to put your own money on the line. So make also here sure that you go and claim your free $300 before this is running out, because in 2 days it will be done. You will not get this anymore. So and now let's go into altcoins. So when we're looking here at the funding heat map, the funding rate heat map for the crypto market, we see there's so much more room to go to the upside still left. The only coins that are running hot here based on the funding rate is Pepper and Notcoin. Everything else is still super, kind of cold, but slowly warming up here. So this is a good moment to deploy capital into coins that are showing strength. You only want to be in coins that are showing strength right now, and you don't want to be in coins that have not done for the last 3 years a new all-time high. So these are not the coins that you want to hold right now, which are still down 90% from the prior all-time high. You want to be in coins that are showing strength right now and are on the way to the upside. So of course, Ethereum is one of them. Ethereum will, in my opinion, move way higher in the short term because of the Ethereum ETF that potentially starts trading by the end of this month. It can happen faster, but it's potentially end of the month, early next month. And that is a major catalyst for the Ethereum ecosystem and Ethereum itself. So here on the shorter time frames, on the 1 hourly chart, we have broken out of the symmetrical triangle here. So Ethereum is starting to catch up to Bitcoin in these terms and has formed here another symmetrical triangle. You can also make the case here potentially. Let me actually have a look at this. Maybe. Yeah, you could also make the case here that there is a small bull flag. So it doesn't matter how you're going to spin and turn this. Both both is fine, guys. So no really big difference here. Just with the symmetrical triangle that we have here, or the bull pennant, we are starting to break out of it. The target would be here $3,956. If we can break above $3,870 approximately. So that is the next major level that we need to break above. From there, it's kind of blue skies until $3,970. The indicators on the 1 hourly are clearly showing us that there's strength right now in Ethereum to go here further to the upside. The MACD is losing selling pressure. The RSI is going to the upside and is forming, sorry, my bad, not forming anything. And the stochastic RSI printed a buy signal a couple hours ago and is also pointing to the upside. So the overall direction here is to the upside for Ethereum. If you want to enter a trade for Ethereum, right now is a little bit risky. Let me be honest here. The best moment to enter would be $3,870 for a new position. Or if we are, for some weird reason, go to the downside, the $3,820 level. So these are basically support and resistance. Within that big resistance block are the levels where I would start opening new positions, either when we break resistance here, or if we come back to the support of that overall resistance block. That's where I would enter a position and trade this into the target of 3,960, potentially into the Fibonacci levels here of, where is my other Fibonacci level? Okay, I have, sorry guys, so here, or 4,382. So these are the imminent levels that I'm looking at on Ethereum. Then Polkadot. Polkadot is one of the altcoins that is showing strength. And here we are getting really close to a breakout. Once we are above $7.29, that is where I would open a position, or below $6.96. These are the two levels to watch here. Just be careful when we are going into the $7.76 level. We got the last time also smashed down from that a long time ago here by the end of May. And also here that was, you see, when you see usually a big candle like this to the downside and breaking through a level like this, normally it shows you that here is in the future a big resistance level, because we tried to break it here. We tried to break it just after we came down a couple days later. Then we did not even get close to it. And then we retested it 2 times in the last 2-3 weeks. And now we have a downward sloping resistance line that we need to break first to even get close to a retest. But I believe that at this retest, we are going to break this to the upside and continue to go higher from here. But still, I want that you are aware of that and that you trade accordingly. Once we are breaking here $7.30 more or less, that you are having your stop losses in place when we're getting to $7.76. And if we are breaking really easily through this level, then the next point for taking profit would be $8.47. Yeah, $8.47. That is the next level that I would be looking out for taking profit. So I actually gonna make there also right now a quick line here, this level, and we have of course higher targets for the long term here, $9.20, and then even higher than that. But we are getting into these levels when we are getting closer to them. Then Fantom is also bouncing off our entry zone. So if you missed the Fantom trade, it's not a bad moment to enter from here. I entered a little bit higher than where we are at right now, because once we broke out here, I kind of missed it a little bit. So that's why my entry is a little bit higher, but slightly. It's not even 1% higher than where we are at right now. So it's not a bad moment to enter. Again, $1.67, $1.69 are the targets. On the daily, MACD about to cross bullish. The stochastic still has like 2 days to go higher. The RSI pointing a little bit to the downside because we have a small correction here. But I believe over the next couple of days, especially if Ethereum is running, we're going to see a nice pop here also in Fantom. Another coin is Optimism. We are again sitting here at the entry level of our support zone. Good level to enter here at $2.49. There is a scenario that we could get a little bit lower, but the RSI is telling me that might be not the case, especially with the shape of the current candle here on the 4-hourly chart, because there's a doji candle. Normally when we get a red candle and that is followed by a doji candle, that is an indication for a reversal where we come back up, and the stochastic will do then the same thing, will turn around, give us another buy signal, and we're gonna try and retest $2.60. Once we are flipping this into support, the next technical target is around the $3 mark. The last one is near. Near is also just having a small correction right now. I'm not really concerned about that. So if you bought the break of this downward sloping trend line, as I told you, just keep holding it where we will get to our targets, because here's a lot of more room to go to the upside, because the stochastic gave the buy signal, is creeping up here to the upside. MACD is losing selling pressure, and the RSI is here slightly going down, but going a little bit more sideways, which is telling me that we are just in a consolidation phase, and soon seeing another leg to the upside here in near. Guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'm going to see you then again tomorrow.